Sound check. Masyadong ano. Ayan. Good afternoon, everyone. The objective of this program is to acknowledge one's commitment to the work and relationship that takes place between the teacher and student, family, community, and society. The pinning ceremony signifies a teacher's acknowledgement and acceptance of the responsibility to the learning and development of the whole child, as well as the broader commitment to society to engage and understand, to support and transform prior to the beginning of their field experiences in schools. The pinning ceremony marks a milestone in the teacher candidate's commitment to lifelong learning and professionalism. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the third Student-Teacher Department of Teacher Education Pinning Ceremonies 2021 with the theme, Pagsalok ng Karunungan Tungo sa Pagiging Gurong Uliran. Announcing the entrance of the school administrators. Starting with Mr. Melchor A. Villapando. Dr. Eulalia M. Javier. Dr. Crisanta G. Atienza. Dr. Maria Lorena M. Tagala. And Mr. Alfredo G. Perez, Jr. Announcing the entrance of the pre-service teachers, starting with Manaog Aliana Cahaban. Calderon Karen Gliponeo. Flores Mary May Mondejar. Manaig Mariah Paula Del Rosario. Manaog Jocelyn. Abad Fea Isabel Labarete. Ko Princess. Pulgar Maika Mostaza. Gigante Noveme Giducos. Javier Tristan Keith Natividad. Lacandazo Cleofe Fortes. Loza Ari Jane Dawn. Pineda Lovely Magluyan. Villanueva Maria Cresil. Anas Jonil Laganzo. Atienza Angela Valdez. Bage J. Bay Tanyala. Bombay Maria Angela Bernice Lahit. Burgos Clarissa Lacerna. Cuevas Genesis Bunao. Dalisay Jerome Justin Florendo. Delmo Raymond Manaig. Magboo Jessamay Pico. Pagdagdaga Noe Caranda. Encilorio Ruel de Guzman. To formally start our program for this afternoon, let us all bow our head and feel the presence of our Lord for our doxology, to be led by Miss Mariah Paula Manaig, to be followed by the Philippine National Anthem and the LCBA hymn.
Amen. Let us all bow to the presence of the Lord. Lord, we glorify you, we praise and thank you for this day and for waking us up to celebrate another milestone of our college life, our teaming ceremony. Thank you, O Lord, for gathering the future educators. We're asking for your forgiveness things we have done intentionally. We're asking for your presence to be the center of our event in order for us to have a successful and fruitful ceremony. We're claiming the victory of this event and this school year over. May your presence be with us in our practice teaching journey. We're surrendering everything up to you, for we know your plans will never fail us and harm us. Thy will be done, O Lord. May we also have a stable connection throughout our event and have a meaningful and inspiring event. And all of this we pray in the name of the Lord Almighty, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Proud LCBA pre-service teacher. Proud LCBA pre-service teacher.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
All loyal sons and daughters too, come let us sing a song for alma mater dear. Let's sing a song, a praise or two, to all the hearts and souls that made this dream come true. Let us be gay, oh while we may, for all the while the songs and joys will pass away, and memories will take their place in our hearts when time has changed. So give your heart something to look back at. Let us sing and drink for their alma mater's sake, and through the hearts we love that make us what we are. Sing a praise, oh sing, oh loyal sons and daughters too. Come let us sing a song for alma mater dear. Let's sing a song, a praise or two, to all the hearts and souls that made this dream come true. Let us be gay, oh while we may, for all the while the songs and joys will pass away, and memories will take their place in our hearts when time has changed. So give your heart something to look back at.
And to lead the new LCBA philosophy, mission, vision, and core values, let us all welcome Miss Mary May Flores, Mr. Tristan P. Javier, Miss Maria Angela Vernice Bombay, and Mr. J. Bay T. Badu. All welcome.
LCBA philosophy. Inspired by Dr. Jose Rizal's educational principles, LCBA education upholds a balanced curriculum towards holistic development of the students for better quality of life.
LCBA mission. LCBA envisions to become an autonomous higher education institution committed to producing holistically developed and globally competitive lifelong learners. Meron na.
LCBA vision. LCBA commits itself to the total human development of the learners through value-laden and competency-based education, policy-relevant research, and sustainable community involvement.
LCBA core values. Integrity, this means doing the right thing even if no one is looking. Positivity, this is finding the good in everything. Mindfulness, this means respecting and accepting individual differences. And the last, excellence, this is exemplifying proper attitudes, skills, and knowledge.
To present the new Department of Teacher Education mission, vision, and quality objectives, let us all welcome Ms. Clarice Burgos, Mr. Jerome Justin Dalisay, and Ms. Eliana C. Manao.
DTE mission. The Department of Teacher Education envisioned itself to become the center of teacher excellence in Calamba City and the nearby cities by producing holistically developed and globally competitive pre-service teachers.
Department of Teacher Education vision. The Department of Teacher Education provides and immerses service teachers in varied learning experiences through value-laden, competency-based education, policy-relevant research, and sustainable community involvement while instilling them the right attitude, skills, and knowledge needed for the world of teaching.
DTE Quality Objectives. The Department of Teacher Education is guided by the following quality objectives. First, embraces and acknowledges the uniqueness, individual differences, talents, capabilities, and needs of pre-service teachers. Second, employs doctor and master teachers with relevant degrees and specializations. Third, applies value-laden and competency-based education in pre-service teachers. Fourth, encourages the conduct of policy-relevant educational researches among its faculty and pre-service teachers, which can be utilized in improving the teaching-learning process. Fifth, encourages library utilization among its faculty and pre-service teachers to enhance their knowledge and keep themselves abreast with current educational issues. Sixth, provides a conducive and safe learning environment for pre-service teachers, which supports interaction and sharing of ideas and experiences. 7. Involves pre-service teachers in relevant community empowering extension programs and projects. And last but not the least, produces in-service teachers who are globally competitive in terms of attitude, knowledge, and skills.
And to give his welcoming remarks, let's give a virtual round of applause to our Academic Affairs Director, none other than Mr. Alfredo G. Perez Jr.
To Dr. Lorena N. Tagala, our Research Director. To Dr. Eulalia Javier, our Dean of the College of Studies. Dr. Christy Atienza, Basic Ed Principal. Our Program Chair, Mr. Melchor Villapando. Our guests for this event, Dr. PJ Hicolea, Batch of 2012, parents, and most especially to our pre-service teacher,
magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Sa araw na ito, magsisimula ang lakbayin ng ating mga pre-service teachers, no? Dahil sa araw na ito, kayo ay bibigyan ng simbolo upang magpasimula ng inyong paghanda o sabihan natin training sa pagiging guro. Kayo ay ipapadala sa iba't ibang institusyon upang sanayin at ipakita ang inyong mga natutunan sa LCBA sa 4 na taon na inyong pag-aaral. Bagamat ngayon ay nasa ika-4 na taon pa rin kayo. Ang LCBA ay patuloy na hinuhubog ang mga mag-aaral, lalo ng ating mga teacher education, sa kasanayan ng pagtuturo, sapagkat hindi naman ligid sa inyong kaalaman na sa ating komunidad at sa mga karatig pook, kilalang-kilala ang ating paaralan sa mga teacher na patuloy na humuhubog ng mga kabataan. Ang hamon namin sa inyo sa kabila ng pandemyang ito, patuloy niyong dalhin ang galing ng LCBA sa larangan ng edukasyon at ipakita nyo na kahit anong sitwasyon, anumang hamon, hindi nawawala ang tatak LCBA sa pagtuturo. Ganyan din, baunin nyo ang ating mga bagong core values ng ating paaralan. Baunin nyo ang integridad, ang positivity, mindfulness, at ang integridad sa inyong paglabas, no? At maging sa loob ng paaralan. Kayo ay aming hinahamon at alam kong tatanggapin nyo to na patuloy niyong dalhin ang torch, ang liwanag ng LCBA sa larangan ng pagtuturo. Sa mga magulang, maraming pong salamat sa pagtitiwala niyo sa amin dahil ang inyong mga anak ay sa LCBA niyo pinakatiwala upang maging na guro sa future, sa near future. Kaya maraming pong salamat at maraming salamat sa ating mga guro na humubog sa mga batang ito na siyang magdadala ng pangalan ng LCBA sa larangan ng pagtuturo. Baunin niyo ang aming taus-pusong pagbati sapagkat alam namin na ito ay mapagtatagumpayan at magkikita-kita tayo sa araw ng inyong pagtatapos. Kaya ang aming dalangin sa inyo, kayo ay maging maayos, ligtas, at matatag, no, sa pagkakataong ito. So maraming salamat sa lahat ng na bumubuo ng programang ito. At ang aking panalangin ay patuloy tayong magsama-sama at patuloy tayong humubog ng marami pang estudyante ng LCBA na magpapakita ng galing sa pagtuturo. Muli, congratulations sa araw na ito at mabuhay tayong lahat.
Thank you so much, Mr. Alfredo G. Perez Jr., our Academic Affairs Director. And now let's move on to give us an intermission number. Let us give a virtual round of applause to one of the senior high school faculty, none other than Miss Monique M. Ungria.
living room as the music starts. Strangers making the most of the dark. To bet to their bodies become warm. See you through the smoky air. Can't you feel the weight of my step? You're so close, but still a world away. What I'm trying to say is that I'm crazy for you. Touch me once and you know it's true. I never wanted anyone like this. It's so brand new. You feel it in my kiss. I'm crazy for you. Crazy for you. Trying hard to control my heart. I walk over to where you are. I do, I really need no words at all.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Monique M. Ungria, for that wonderful song number, Crazy for You. Because, my dear pre-service teacher, at times there are, of course, we could be crazy, but of course we have to have in our mind that we really have to enjoy everything that we are doing. And with that, let's move on to the next part of the program, which is the introduction of our guest speaker. To introduce our guest speaker for this afternoon, let us all welcome the research director and the program chairperson of the Master of Arts in Education, none other than Dr. Maria Lorena M. Tagala.
Mr. Jose Gonzalez, LCBA President, Mrs. Geraldine G. Gonzalez, Chief Operations Officer, Mrs. Lourdes Opos, School Registrar, our Head Cashier, Mrs. Carissa Forteza, Mr. Peter Llamas, our Property Management Director, and the rest of our board members, Board of Directors, Mrs. Maria Cristina Imson, Mr. Carlos R. Llamas Jr., Ms. Josie Llamas. A pleasant afternoon to everyone. Also, I would like to greet and, of course, to make mention and acknowledge Mr. Alfredo G. Perez Jr., our Academe Director, Dr. Eulalia M. Javier, our College Dean, Dr. Crisanta G. Atienza, our Basic Education Principal, the Assistant Principals of the different departments, Program Chairs, especially to our very hardworking Program Chair for the Department of Teacher Education, Mr. Melchor A. Villapando, faculty members of LCBA, personnel of LCBA who are watching YouTube Live right now, to our dear parents and guardians, pre-service teachers, student teachers who are the stars of the show, to our guests and friends, a blessed Thursday to everyone. Our guest of honor for today's spinning ceremonies has been able to create a name for himself at a very young age. Because of his commitment, hard work, grit, and dedication, he has so many accomplishments. To name a few, he is now a doctor of education. He graduated at Laguna State Polytechnic University, Los Baños in June of 2020. He holds two master's degrees: Master of Arts in Curriculum Design, Development, and Supervision, major in Mathematics, taken from St. Paul University, Manila, and Master of Arts in Education, major in Administration and Supervision, taken from our own institution. Meanwhile, he is a proud son of Laguna College of Business and Arts, for he took his Bachelor of Science in Education major in Mathematics here in LCBA in March 2012, and he bagged for himself the highest award during that time, magna cum laude. He is definitely one of our outstanding graduates from the School of Teacher Education. His love for teaching never stopped and increased even more as he taught here in LCBA as a high school teacher in 2013, and then went to the Department of Education after a year, and he is now currently connected with Calamba Bayside Integrated School and teaching there for 8 years, and now he is a master teacher in that particular school. Regarding his achievements, to name a few, he has been awarded Most Outstanding Researcher for High School in the recently concluded Gawad Kalambayani 2021, given by the Schools Division of Calamba City Cluster 3. Just recently, October 2021. He was also awarded Outstanding Master Teacher, Gawad Sikayan 2021, from the Schools Division of Calamba City Cluster 3 in September 2021. He was also awarded Best Oral Presenter during the Second Philippine Conference on Multidisciplinary Research 2019 in Davao City, Philippines. That was in 2019. He was also Best Oral Presenter during the 4th Division Research Conference, Calamba City. He was a grantee of the 3rd and 4th cycle of the Basic Education Research Fund, better known as BERF. He has a lot of affiliations. To name a few, he is a member of Region 4A Calabarzon Pool of Research Reviewers, RRC, from 2019 to present. A member of Knights of Columbus, Saints Peter and Paul Chapter, June 19, current to present. He is also a member of the Healthcare and Biological Sciences Research Association, 2019 to present. Also a member of Institute of Mathematical Statistics, Teaching and Education Research Association, Ascendance Asia International Researchers Club, and an auditor of Calamba Bayside Teachers Association. Aside from what I have mentioned, he has also been able to attend so many seminars, workshops, trainings, and webinars in the past 8 to 9 years of his professional teaching career. On a more personal note, our guest of honor is a responsible family man and happily married to Dr. Cincy Merly B. Hecolea, and they have one daughter that is Pia. Dr. Hecolea, or Cincy Hecolea, is a co-master teacher of the same school, Calamba Bayside Integrated School, where their love story began. Ladies and gentlemen, it is always an overwhelming feeling for a former dean of the School of Teacher Education to see our graduates bloom and be transformed to an educator of substance, a leadership, and research, and even mathematics expert. So he has all of these expertise as of the moment, from education to leadership to research, most especially to mathematics. Really, LCBA School of Teacher Education has been able to develop skills and attitudes among our graduates, our philosophy, vision, and mission, and other objectives, and even our core values, and of course, the realization of these in our graduates proved to be an evidence that we were able to deliver quality education. Ladies and gentlemen, Class 2012 Magna Cum Laude, a research awardee, a math expert, an education expert, a loving husband and father, an outstanding graduate of Laguna College of Business and Arts School of Teacher Education, who will be inspiring our pre-service teachers, our student teachers this afternoon. Let us give a warm round of applause for Dr. PJ G. Hecolea.
Okay, thank you very much, Dean, sa napaka-generous po na introduction na nadagdagan po ang aking kaba sa hapong ito. At po, maraming salamat po, Dr. Tagala po. So, sa ating college president po, Dr. Gonzales, sa ating academic director, Sir Alfred Perez, sa ating dekana ng college studies at isa sa aking mga mentors sa mathematics, Dr. Eulalia M. Javier, sa ating program chair, Sel Melchor Villapando, at ang isa sa aking pinakapaboritong mga guro sa LCBA, Dr. Maria Lorena M. Tagala, sa mga iba't ibang opisyales ng ating sintang paaralan na kasama ngayon natin sa hapong ito, mga magulang at syempre sa ating bida ng seremonyang ito, ang aking mga kasamahang guro na magsisimulang ibahagi ang kanilang kaalaman at kasanayan. Mga kaibigan, isang mapagpalang hapon po sa ating lahat. Hindi ko alam personally po kung paano ko po sisimulan ang aking pananalita sa hapong ito, sapagkat labis pa rin po ang aking kagalakan nang imbitahan po ako ng ating inang paaralan bilang tagapagsalita sa isang seremonya o okasyon na katulad nito. Marahil ay ganito rin po ang nararamdaman ninyo, kapwa ko mga guro, sapagkat ngayong araw ay inyo nang susuungin ang paglalakbay bilang mga pre-service teachers o bilang mga guro. Sa inyong paglalakbay, matutuklasan ninyo ang mga bagay-bagay na makatutulong palalo sa inyo upang pandayin ang inyong kaalaman at kasanayan bilang mga guro. Gayun din, mararanasan ninyong i-apply ang mga natutunan at ibinahagi sa inyo ng ating inang paaralan, ang Laguna College of Business and Arts, at ang mga itinanim na karunungan ng ating mahuhusay na guro rito sa ating sintang paaralan. Mapagtatagumpayan natin ang paglalakbay na iyon gamit ang PIN o PIN na ating daladala sa pag-usad, sa ating pagsulong, at maging sa ating paglaot. Ano nga ba yung PIN or yung PIN na aking binabanggit? Ito ay ang tatlong sekreto na akin ding daladala sa aking paglalakbay bilang guro na pinabaon, pinamana, at ipinagkaloob sa akin ng aking mga guro at ng ating mahal na paaralan na Laguna College of Business and Arts. Una sa PIN ay ang letter P na kumakatawan sa pagmamahal. Pagmamahal sapagkat bilang mga guro, ito ang magiging sandigan natin upang yakapin hindi lamang ang ating mga magiging estudyante, bagkus pati na rin ang pagmamahal sa ating mga kasamahang guro, sa ating magiging punong guro, at sa iba pa nating mga superiors. Kasama na rito yung mga magulang ng ating mga mag-aaral, mga stakeholders na makakatuwang natin sa pagpanday sa ating mga mag-aaral, at higit sa lahat ang pagmamahal sa propesyon na ating kinabibilangan. At ito ay ang pagiging guro. Pagmamahal sa paulit-ulit na lessons na ating ituturo sa mga makukulit nating mga estudyante. Pagmamahal sa mga gawain tulad ng pag-check, pagre-record, pagbabalik ng mga natsikan, pagkausap sa mga magulang, pagpapasa ng report, pagko-compute ng grades, at marami pang mga bagay na paulit-ulit po ninyong gagawin habang kayo po ay nagtuturo. Habang patuloy nating pinapanday ang kinabukasan ng ating mga magiging mag-aaral, na kung saan sila ang magiging kayamanan natin dito sa mundo nating ginagalawan. Habang tumatagal po kayo sa paglalakbay na ito, mas lumalalim ang ating pagmamahal rito. Pagmamahal na hindi kayang tumbasan po ng kahit anong material na bagay, sapagkat kung paano mo mahalin ang iyong ginagawa ay makikita mo rin ito sa kung paano ka minamahal ng mga tao sa paligid mo, at higit sa lahat, kung paano ka minamahal ng iyong mga estudyante. Sapagkat kapag mahal mo ang iyong ginagawa, hindi mo mararamdaman yung pagod, hindi mo mararamdaman kung ano yung mga bagay o bigat o hirap na ating pagdadaanan sa mundo ng pagtuturo. Bagkus, sobra-sobra itong mapupunan ang pagod, mapupunan nito kung ano man yung mga kulang, at mapupunan nito kung ano man yung mga wala. At syempre, hindi dapat nating kalimutan ang pagmamahal mula sa Kanya. Mula sa itaas, mula sa Diyos na magiging kasangga mo sa araw-araw na hamon, sa linggo-linggong pagsubok, sa buwang-buwang pakikibaka at sa mga taon ng paglalakbay. Laging pagmamahal na nagmumula sa Kanya ang magiging sandigan natin, ang ating kakapitan upang malampasan at mapagtagumpayan ang ating mga haharaping paglalakbay bilang mga guro. So tandaan po natin na ang unang bagay na ipinapabaon po ng ating sintang paaralang LCBA sa PIN, yung P ay pagmamahal. Ano po? So ikalawang pabaon po ay ang letter I sa PIN, na ang ibig sabihin po ay inspirasyon. Inspirasyon sapagkat lahat naman tayo rito ay may kanya-kanyang inspirasyon sa buhay na nakakatulong upang ating ipagpatuloy ang ating napiling propesyon at ang ating napiling larangan. Ang ating mga magulang, mga kapatid, ang ating asawa, ang anak, pamilya, kaibigan, kaklase, kasintahan, o maging ang ating kapitbahay, ang mga naging guro natin at ang iba pang mga pwede nating paghugutan ng inspirasyon. Hindi naman tayo makakarating sa ating kinalalagyan ngayon kung wala tayong naging inspirasyon. At iyan ang ikalawang pabaon sa atin ng LCBA. Naging inspirasyon natin ang ating mga guro at ang ating inang paaralan upang tuparin ang ating mga pangarap at upang tulungan tayo na abutin din ang ating mga adhikain sa buhay. Sa inyong pagsisimula sa pagtahak sa mundo ng pagtuturo, at iyon din ang isa sa pinakamahirap na gawaing nakaatang sa ating mga balikat. Ito ay kung paano tayo magiging inspirasyon ng iba, lalo't higit ng ating mga Okay po, pasensya na po sa technical problem. Ganito po talaga siguro pag live. Ano po? So, nando po na tayo sa pangalawang, pangalawang pabaon ng LCBA, which is letter I. So, isa kasi yon yung inspirasyon ay isa sa pagiging palatandaan na may impact o may magandang resulta ang ating mga ginagawa. Ano po? Kahit isa lang sa libo-libong magiging estudyante natin ang magsasabi sa atin na, Sir, Ma'am, naging inspirasyon ko po kayo. Kayo po ang dahilan kung bakit ko po narating ang kinalalagyan ko ngayon. Iyon yung isang palatandaan na nagbunga ang ating paghihirap, ng ating pagtsatsaga, ang ating sipag at sakripisyo, at iyon ang mga gawain at iba pang mga gawain natin bilang guro. Hindi madali ang proseso. Pero ang magiging bunga naman nito ay babaunin natin forever. So may forever pagdating sa teaching. Ano po? Lagi nating tatandaan na ang isa sa mga goals natin sa pagtuturo sa ating mga magiging mag-aaral ay hindi lamang upang matutunan nila ang inyong mga aralin, bagkus magsilbi tayong inspirasyon para sa kanila upang mas pagbutihan pa nila ang kanilang pag-aaral at abutin nila ang kanilang mga pangarap sa buhay. Sapagkat ang mundong ating ginagalawan ay mas magiging produktibo, masagana at maayos kung ang bawat isa sa atin ay magiging mabuting ehemplo sa kanyang kapwa at magiging inspirasyon para sa ibang tao. So muli ang ikalawang babaunin natin sa pagsalok ng karunungan at sa ating pagiging ulirang mga guro ay inspirasyon. So meron na po tayong pagmamahal, meron na po tayong inspirasyon. At ang huli, at ang ikatlong pabaon ng LCBA na naging effective po at efficient para po sa akin ay ang N na kumakatawan sa ngiti. Tama po ang inyong narinig, ngiti po ang kumakatawan doon sa letter N. Ngiti sapagkat ito yung baon natin sa pagbibigay ng koneksyon sa mga bata, sa mga magulang at sa mga kapwa natin guro. At syempre sa lahat ng mga taong ating makakasalamuha, lalo na sa panahon na ito na ating nararanasan ang pandemya. Ngiti sapagkat bilang mga guro na tinitingala ng ating lipunang ginagalawan, isa dapat tayo sa makitaan ng positibong perspektiba sapagkat tulad ng laging binabanggit sa atin, tayo ang isa sa mga modelo at pamantayan sa pamayanang ating kinabibilangan. Sapagkat tayo ang papanday sa mga kabataang bahagi ng komunidad na ating kinasasangkutan. Ngiti sapagkat ito ang magbibigay sa atin ng kaluwagan sa pakiramdam, sapagkat kahit gaano ka kapagod, gaano ka nahirapan sa mga gawaing pampaaralan, at gaano kasungit ang mga magulang na ating nakakausap, ay ngiti pa rin ang kailangan nating maging ganti. At ito ang susi upang hindi para magkaroon tayo o magpatuloy ang magandang samahan at koneksyon sa pagitan ng organisasyong ating kinabibilangan at ang mga magulang at iba pang stakeholders. Ngiti rin ang ating magiging kalasag sa mga sitwasyong nag-uudyok sa atin upang ibulalas ang ating inis, ang ating yamot at galit sa mga sitwasyong hindi maiiwasan na bahagi na rin ng ating buhay, bilang mga guro. Ngiti sapagkat ito ay ang dialekto at ang lengguwahe na maiintindihan ng lahat. Ngiti sapagkat ito ay isang paraan din upang mas maintindihan mo ang sitwasyon ng mga mag-aaral na iyong tinuturuan or matuturuan. Sapagkat kapag nakita nila ang iyong mga ngiti sa labi, magiging magaan para sa kanila ang magbahagi sa iyo ng kanilang mga nararanasan at pinagdadaanan na nakakaapekto sa kanilang pag-aaral na magrarasulta ng isang magandang intervention na pwede nating gamitin upang solusyonan yung nag-e-exist na problema na may kinalaman of course sa ating mga magiging estudyante. Ngiti sapagkat ito ang magbibigay sa atin ng positibong enerhiya na makakapanghikayat ng positibong aksyon, ng positibong galaw, ng positibong isipan na makatutulong upang matapos natin ng may gaan sa ating dibdib ang mga naiatang sa ating mga gawain. So, tandaan natin yung ikatlong pabaon ng LCBA. Yun po yung ngiti. So, iyan po yung pin na sinasabi ko pong naging pabaon po at naging sandigan ko po bilang isang guro po na nanggaling sa LCBA. At proud po ako na ako po ay graduate ng LCBA. Ano po? So yan po yung pin na tulad ng nabanggit ko po, pagmamahal, inspirasyon, at ngiti na masasabi ko po talagang sobrang laki ang naging impact po at tulong po kung ano man po ang kinalalagyan ko po ngayon. Kahit bilang ganti sa ating paaralan, marapat lamang na ibahagi ko sa inyo. Kasi since kayo po yung mga kapatid ko sa LCBA, kayo po yung mga susunod na master teachers, head teachers, school heads, and supervisors po. Gamit po yung pabaon na alam ko pong makakatulong din sa inyo. Yun po yung PIN. At syempre po, yung PIN na pong yan, yung pagmamahal, inspirasyon at ngiti, yun din po yung magagamit natin para makapag-provide po tayo ng 3 pa pong PIN sa ating lipunang ginagalawan, sa ating mag-aaral, sa ating pamilya o sa ating mga kaibigan at syempre sa ating lipunan. So unahin natin yung PIN para sa ating mag-aaral. So PIN para sa ating mga mag-aaral, ang ibig sabihin po nun ay P, pangarap na, I, inaasam, N, nila. Kasi po ang ating mga mag-aaral may PIN din po yan. Ayun nga po yung pangarap na inaasam nila. Baon-baon po ang ating pagmamahal, inspirasyon at ngiti ay matutulungan po natin ang ating mga mag-aaral na abutin po ang kani-kanilang mga pangarap at adhikain sa buhay. Tayo po ang makakatuwang nila upang malampasan ang mga hamon na kanilang kakaharapin sa pag-usad at paggaod sa tunay na mundo. Ano po? Tayo ang kanilang magiging tanglaw na nagagabayan sila sa tamang landas at magbibigay ng liwanag upang mas maintindihan po nila ang mga bagay-bagay na kailangan nila sa totoong hamon ng buhay. Tandaan po natin na tayo, ang kanilang mga guro, ang katuwang nila sa pag-abot ng kanilang PIN. Pangarap na inaasam nila. Yan po yung unang PIN na maibibigay po natin sa kanila bilang mga guro. Ano po? Ang PIN naman po para sa ating mga magulang at pamilya ay kumakatawan sa katagang palaging para sa P, palaging ipagpasalamat ang narating. So yan po yung PIN na ipagkakaloob po natin sa ating mga parents. Kasi po, hindi dahil sa kanilang sakripisyo, suporta, tiwala at pagmamahal ay hindi po natin mararating kung ano man po yung sitwasyon na meron tayo ngayon. Ano po? Ating ipagpasalamat sa kanila ang mga bagay na kanilang nagawa upang tayo ay gabayan at tulungan upang ngayon ay maging bahagi tayo ng natatanging seremonyang ito. Ano po? Mula sa pangungutang para pambayad sa tuition, ay danas na danas ko rin po yan nung ako po ay nag-aaral. Ano po? Pagkayod maghapon para sa ating mga pambaon, pag-skip minsan ng merienda upang mabigyan tayo ng mga pambayad or panggawa sa ating mga proyekto. Sila ang gawin nating motibasyon upang mas lalo nating pag-igtingin at pag-alabin ang ating husay at galing sa larangan na ating tinahak. At ito nga po ang larangan ng pagtuturo. Tandaan po natin ang PIN na gamit ng LCBA na pagmamahal, inspirasyon at ang ngiti, magbibigay din po tayo ng PIN sa ating mga magulang na ang ibig sabihin ay palaging ipagpasalamat ang narating. Tandaan po natin, without them po, we are nothing po. Ano po? Pagbabagong inaasam natin. Ano po? Pagbabagong inaasam natin. Yan po yung PIN na maibibigay po natin sa ating lipunang ginagalawan. Gamit po ang PIN na baon po natin bilang mga LCBA students. Ano po? Pagbabago sa mga konsepto na nais nating palitan, minsan gusto nating baguhin gamit ang pagmamahal, ang inspirasyon at ang ngiti. Magagawa nating ipamulat sa ating mga mag-aaral ang kahalagahan ng tamang pag-uugali mula po sa loob ng tahanan at paaralan, maging sa labas nito o sa pamayanan at lipunang kanilang ginagalawan. Tayo po ang kanilang mga guro ang magsisilbing kalasag upang makita at maunawaan po nila ang totoong realidad ng mundo at ng buhay. Tayo ang magpapanday sa kanila upang maihanda sila sa mga susunod na yugto ng kanilang buhay at ang maibahagi nating karunungan sa kanila at kasanayan ang kanila pong gagamitin upang ang PIN o ang pagbabagong inaasam natin ay maisakatuparan. Kaya para po sa inyo mga kapwa ko mga guro, magsilbi sana tayong ehemplo para sa ating mga mag-aaral, sa ating pamayanan at sa ating bansa. Baon-baon po ang PIN na ipinagkaloob po sa atin o ipagkakaloob po sa atin ngayong hapon ng LCBA. Yan ang pagmamahal, inspirasyon at ngiti. Yan po ang ating gagamitin sa pagsalok ng karunungan at magsisilbi tayong mga ulirang guro sa makabagong panahon. Muli po, isang mapagpalang araw po sa ating lahat at it's my honor po to be part of this pinning ceremony. Maraming salamat po LCBA. Mabuhay po ang lahat.
Dr. PJ Hecolea. I hope our pre-service teachers were truly inspired to the words of our guest speaker for today's event. And with that, of course, pre-service teachers, be reminded that PIN is the key for our success. Okay? PIN for the LCBA, which is the pagmamahal, inspirasyon at ngiti, according to our guest speaker for this afternoon. And once again, pre-service teachers and the rest of our audience, please give a virtual round of applause to our guest speaker, Dr. PJ Hecolea. Once again, thank you so much, sir. And to award the Certificate of Appreciation to our dearest guest speaker, please allow me to read the citation. The Certificate of Appreciation is presented to Dr. PJ G. Hecolea for sharing his valuable knowledge as guest speaker during the 3rd Student Teachers Pinning Ceremonies 2021 with the theme, Pagsalok ng Karunungan, Tungo sa Pagiging Gurong Uliran. Given this 28th day of October 2021 at Laguna College of Business and Arts, signed by the Department of Teacher Education Program Chairperson, Mr. Melchor A. Villapando, the College Dean, Dr. Eulalia M. Javier, and the Academic Affairs Director, Mr. Alfredo G. Perez Jr. Once again, to our dear audience and our pre-service teachers, let's give a warm round of applause to our guest speaker, Dr. PJ G. Hecolea. All right, thank you so much. I hope we are truly inspired by the words of our guest speaker for this afternoon. And with that, of course, let us move on to one of the highlights of this event, which is the pinning of our dear pre-service teachers. And to lead the pinning ceremony for our pre-service teachers, may I call on the ever hardworking program chairperson of the Department of Teacher Education, none other than Mr. Melchor A. Villapando.
Mic test, hello. Mic test. Good afternoon, everyone. It is my pleasure and honor to present to you our pre-service teachers in their pinning ceremony. To start off, let's have the Bachelor of Secondary Education, Major in English, Miss Manaog Eliana Kahaban. Let's move on to the Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Mathematics. Miss Calderon Karen Gliponeo. Flores Mary May Mondejar. Manaig Mariah Paula Del Rosario. Manaog Jocelyn. At this juncture, let's move on to the Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Social Studies. Starting off with Miss Abad Thea Isabel Labarete. Miss Ko Princess. Fulgar Maika Mostaza. Gigante Novemay Giducos. Javier Tristan Keys Natividad. Lacandazo Tuyofe Cortez. Loza Eri Jane Dawn. Pineda Lovely Magluyan. Villanueva Maria Crecil. Let's move on to the Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Filipino. Mr. Anas Jonil Laganzo. Miss Atienza Angela Valdez. Mr. Bagge J.B. Tanyala. Miss Bombay Maria Angela Vernice Lahib. Miss Burgos Clarissa Lazerna. Mr. Cuevas Genesis Bunao. Mr. Dalisay Jerome Justin Florendo. Mr. Delmo Raymond Manaig. Miss Magboo Jessame Guico. Mr. Pagdagdagan Noe Karandang. Mr. Silorio Ruel de Guzman. Congratulations, Pre-Service Teacher Batch 2021.
All right, thank you so much to the to the program chairperson of the Department of Teacher Education, Mr. Melchor A. Villapando. And to give us another inspirational message, let us all welcome and give a virtual round of applause to the College Dean of the LCBA, none other than Dr. Eulalia M. Javier.
Mr. Jose Ted Gonzalez, LCBA President, Mrs. Geraldine Gonzalez, our COO, Board of Directors, Mr. Alfredo G. Perez Jr., Academe Director, Dr. Lorena M. Tagala, Research Director and MAED Coordinator, Dr. Crisanta Atienza, Basic Ed Principal, Mr. Melchor Villapando, the Program Chair of the Department of Education, Dr. PJ Hicolia, our special guest, parents, and most especially the pre-service teachers. It is a great honor to be here, to be the part of this event, pagsalok ng karunungan sa balon ni Dr. Jose Rizal. It is a symbolic to have this activity. It represents that you get your knowledge here in the well, and this well symbolize the LCBA. You learned here and now ready to transfer your learnings to your future students. The events also signified that you are accepting a deeper commitment to lifelong learning and professionalism. I know you are excited doing this, teaching the students, share your knowledge and expertise. The life is more challenging and might be a great difference than what you expect before. We need to keep ourselves safe. The dilemma of online classes, lack of materials and gadgets of the students, and the down of the economic condition will bring an extra set of challenges. But behind these challenges, you need to go on to continue to achieve your dreams. Mas matamis damhin ang tagumpay pag pinaghirapan ng husto. My dear pre-service teachers, abot kamay nyo na po ang tagumpay. Sikaping ipagpatuloy na abutin ang mga pangarap. Sa mga magulang, maraming salamat po sa inyong patuloy na pagsuporta. With this, congratulations, God bless, and keep safe.
Thank you so much, Dr. Eulalia M. Javier. Truly, that is very an inspirational message. And again, my dear pre-service teachers, you have to take note that mas matamis ang tagumpay kung pinaghirapan ito ng husto. That is according to Miss Javier or Dr. Javier 2021. All right, and now let's move on to the next part of our program. For us to witness the ceremonial act, namely pagsalok ng karunungan, let us all have, and please do watch, this video. And with that, of course, that is our one of the ceremonial acts, which is the pagsalok ng karunungan. And now let's move on to the candle lighting ceremony and the acceptance pledge. So with that, let us all welcome Mr. Raymond Delmo and the pre-service teachers.
May I request everyone to raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name, believe in the profession of teaching. I believe that teaching is a noble profession, that every day as a pre-service teacher, I will face it positively and always aim for excellence. I believe that I play an integral role in the world's most noble profession, and that I am a model of resiliency, strength, and faith when faced with adversity. I believe that I will accept individual abilities, talents, and opinions, and trust on the leaders and co-members of this prestigious institution. I believe that I will strive to make a remarkable influence on my fellow pre-service teachers, educators, organization, and the school. This I will do to prepare myself to make a difference as a loyal son, a pre-service teacher of the Youth Educator Society, and a citizen of our country. This is my pledge. I am on the path. Yes, I will teach.
And with that, of course, thank you so much for that pledge, of course, meaning that you are really ready to accept, okay, your task wherein you are going to impart the knowledge, okay, what you have with your students or your future students. All right? And now let us all listen as a basic education principal, Dr. Crisanta G. Atienza gives her acceptance message for our pre-service teachers.
To the pre-service teachers, it is such a wonderful sight to see that after 3 years of spending your college years in LCBA, you have now reached one of the peaks of your journey as education students. That is your pinning ceremony, which is the highlight, which is a symbolic, time-honored, tradition when all of you are formally introduced and welcomed to the teacher education program. Looking back, We used to be taught by our parents in our own roof on how to be what we want to be. At an early age, we went to school and met our second parents, our teachers. With their love and support and care, we were molded. We were challenged. We were motivated. We failed at times, at some points. We stumbled, but they praised us for what we did and for who we were during those times. Indeed, my teachers and my professors in LCBA as well has a big part for being who I am today. Look at you. Look at yourselves, future teachers. It is your responsibility now to mold the young minds of our young learners, of our next generation. So you will be the one to mold them. It is your great pride that most of your hard work will be finally paid off. One step at a time. Your pinning ceremonies for now. Next will be your diploma. With that, I accept all of you as pre-service teachers in the basic education department. I only want to emphasize to these teacher candidates what an impact your words and actions will have as our students, and to never forget the impact you will have on young people, our students, during your practice teaching. We in the basic education department are hoping that we can contribute to your success as future educators. Good luck in your future endeavors, and God bless everyone.
Thank you so much to our dear basic education principal, none other than Dr. Crisanta G. Atienza. And now you are fully welcome, okay, to our basic education department. I hope, and on behalf of the basic education department, you can really impart and share all of your knowledge and ideas, and you can truly inspire your future students. And now, let's have the closing remarks. And for our closing remarks, let's give a virtual round of applause to the program chairperson of the Department of Teacher Education, none other than Mr. Melchor A. Villapendo.
Mic test. Before I give the closing remarks, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to the following people who have helped me to um, create and to make this wonderful event a big success. Of course, to the LCBA management, from our school president, Mr. Jose Ted Liamas Gonzalez, to our Chief Operations Officer, Ma'am Geraldine G. Gonzalez, to our Academic Affairs Director, Mr. Alfredo G. Perez Jr., to our Research Director, Dr. Maria Lorena Montes Tagala, of course, to our Basic Education Principal, Dr. Crisanta G. Atienza, for accepting our pre-service teacher on our basic education department. Of course, our very supportive host for this event, the senior high school assistant principal, Miss Rose Ann Baldo. Thank you so much. To our junior high school assistant principal, Mr. Mark Christopher Malaluan. To my dean, the college dean, Dr. Eulalia M. Javier, to my co-program chairpersons, most especially to Mr. Ronel John Tarcelo, to Mr. Mark Angelo Mercado, of course to our technical director, Mr. Ruru Vargas and Sir Joey Ramos. Thank you so much. And of course to our guest speaker, na nag-share ng kanyang expertise, ng kanyang inspirational story to our pre-service teacher, Dr. PJ Hecolea. Thank you so much. To my student committee, to our parents and guardian, and most especially to our pre-service teacher, thank you so much. Of course, I will not just give my message, but I will share to you what are expected of you as a pre-service teachers. What are your roles as pre-service teacher? And I will name some. Number one is, of course, as a pre-service teacher, you must attend and dismiss classes on time. Be punctual. Of course, if your cooperating teacher asks you, of course, to meet your classes, you really have to come and dismiss your classes on time. The second one is, of course, prepared. Preparedness. You have to be prepared all the time. You have to face your future students as if you are already a teacher. From the PowerPoint presentations to the flow of your discussion, you have to be prepared. The next one is manage your class properly. As one of the keys in order for you to have a successful class discussion, there must be, of course, a creation of conducive environment for your students. Because we believe as a teacher, for the teaching and learning process to be successful, a teacher should create a conducive learning environment. The next one is you really have to stay in your department for at least 3 hours per day. The next is present lesson plans daily for approval. Of course, as Christians, we have our Bible that guides us to become a good person. But as a teacher, what gives us direction is our lesson plan. So before we face our students, it is a must for us to prepare our lesson plan and for your cooperating teacher to check it and revise it, of course. Next is you have to participate actively in school related activities of your department. If your cooperating teacher, your assistant principal and principal ask you, of course, to extend your help, I know and I'm proud to say that all of you are so generous enough to lend your hand and your help to your department. The next one is, of course, you have to sign or let your cooperating teacher sign your attendance chart so that we can able to monitor your performance as well. Next is show positive attitudes towards you and the students or learners and others. That is one, of course, of our goal to have an upright attitude. Not just because we are teacher, but of course, as a person. Next is, just in case there will be emergencies, you have to notify your cooperating teacher. And to have makeup classes, just in case you cannot attend your classes because of some unavoidable circumstances. And we have to be open-minded, no? We have to be very considerate, no? For constructive criticism. As pre-service teacher, we will be hearing lots of constructive criticisms from your cooperating teacher, from the assistant principal, from the principal, and to me, no, as your program chairperson, and to our college dean, you will be hearing a lot of constructive criticisms. And you really have to take it. You have to consider it because we will be guiding you so that after your practice teaching, we know, and I am confident that you will be one of the best teachers that we could deploy to different schools here in Calamba City and nearby cities. Of course, you have to respect the dignity and rights of your children. Okay? So we have to be sensitive, no? Not just to our cooperating teacher, of course to our students because they are the ones, the reason why we are here and you are here, right? So we have to see, of course, and acknowledge no individual differences, no? And of course, you have to project a good image of as a teacher, no, observing the codes of ethics, no, proper dress code, no, and of course punctuality. These are the things that I want you, no, to have before you proceed in your practice teaching. And let me remind you, teaching is not just a service, profession, or a job. It is a pillar of society. You have heard that coming from our guest speaker, how it is not easy to become a teacher, really, because we are shaping, no, the next generation, and you will be part of that movers, the catalyst of change, of course. As you go along with this journey, let me remind you of the thousands of goals and responsibilities concomitant with this profession. And that is to help in optimizing our society by shaping your future learners to become the better version of themselves and realize their full potential. This event signifies your acknowledgement and acceptance of the responsibility to the learning and development of the whole child, as well as the broader commitment to society to engage and understand. Once again, my pre-service teachers, I'm so proud to welcome you in the teaching force. And I want you to accept, I want you to acquire all the possible knowledge, skills, and attitudes in your practice teaching so that at the end of your journey here in LCBA and in our department, I know you are prepared, no, to conquer the world and to reshape our society to have a better world to live in, right? So once again, thank you so much to our LCBA administrators who have helped me. Of course, my heart is overflowing with gratitude right now because I know despite this pandemic, it's really hard to conduct this kind of event. But it is really possible because I have friends. No, I'm considering my colleagues, not just my colleagues, not just my co-office mates, but of course my family and my friends. They have helped me for this event to become successful. Of course, no, to our parents and guardians, no, we have to help each other so that this pre-service teacher will become a better version of themselves to become a better teacher in the future. And to you, my pre-service teacher, as early as now, I am congratulating each and every one of you because your journey wasn't that easy. The 3-year preparation is not that easy. But look at you right now. You have to be proud of yourself because you have reached this height. You have reached this stage. And just a little step more, and you will reap the fruit of your labor. Congratulations, my pre-service teachers, and thank you so much in joining our third student teacher pinning ceremonies 2021.
Mr. Melchor A. Villapando, for those reminders that you have mentioned for our dear pre-service teachers. Once again, thank you so much. All right, and before I end this program, of course, I would like to promote, of course, our Facebook page and the YouTube channel of the LCBA, which is the Laguna College of Business and Arts. So for you to be updated on what are the happenings on our school for the events such like this, so you have to click the notification bell and subscribe to our Facebook page and of course our YouTube channel. And once again, for our pre-service teachers, be reminded that it is not just putting our mind on what we are doing, because it would be a lot better when we put our hearts into it. That's Baldo 2021, and with that, I am Miss Rosan D. Baldo, your host for today, signing off. Thank you and congratulations to the field of teaching pre-service teacher. Also, congratulations, of course, to our chairperson, Mr. Melchor A. Villapando, the College Dean, Dr. Eulalia M. Javier, of course, the College Program Chairperson, also Mr. Ronel Tarsilo, Mr. Mark Angelo Mercado. Of course, we have here, of course, Kuya Joey with us. Thank you so much. And of course, Sir Ruru Vargas. Thank you so much. And of course, our admins, of course, for the support. And of course, Dr. Maria Lorena M. Tagala, the ever supportive. Thank you so much. And of course, Mr. Alfredo G. Perez. And of course, I would not forget, of course, the PIN. The LCBA PIN is now with you, pre-service teachers. And of course, thank you so much, Dr. PJ Hecolea. Once again, congratulations and welcome to the club. Thank you once again. And good afternoon, everybody.